This is the road from the new Countess Wells housing estate to Cults. All these trees have been cut down recently. Why have they been cut down? Is this to build a school? No, I don't think the new school is going here. You'd have to clear away all these tree stubs. You can actually hear chainsaws. I don't know if the video picks it up, but I can certainly hear it with my ears. I mean, chainsaws are not exactly, they're noisy. All these logs, look. But you can see the chainsaw. And we can actually zoom in from afar. This is spying. Optical zoom. It may not be optical zoom, it might be digital zoom. On an iPhone SE 2020, it's not clear whether it's optical zoom or digital zoom. But it doesn't zoom in very far. It's not 10 times optical zoom, like you might get with an Oppo smartphone. I mean, really, not many smartphones have optical zoom with advanced lenses. That's for the future. Investment in camera technology is still very much necessary. That man's busy at work. I mean, he's working. Is this work? It might be work when you share videos telling people what's going on. Does that work? Well, it's better than doing nothing. But actually, why are these trees down? I mean, this road's not so scary anymore. Oh, but the trees up ahead. Where's the school going? The new Countess Wells Primary. What's it going to be called? There's already a Countess Wells Primary at Hazelwood, at Fernley Road, by Kingsgate. That's the disabled school for disabled children. About 70 children at that school. It's a real special needs school like Orchard Brae. That's opposite Heathly Burn School on Hose Road, near the Bucksburn Valley Paths, on the edge of, well, it's the edge of Shedixley-Maastricht. It's near Spring Hill Road, the dividing line between Shedixley-Maastricht. On Spring Hill Road, there's the sports building, the sports centre, with artwork by Katie Guthrie. Katie Guthrie? Well, she was in the Press and Journal last year. She'd done the artwork on the sports building on Spring Hill Road. That's in Shedixley. The sports building backs onto a big open expanse of green space, a sports field. I mean, that makes sense. Sports building backed onto a sports field. I mean, there's still trees down here. Horses come this way. Who's honking their horn? An impatient driver. But I was at the side of the road and they saw me. So why did they honk? I mean, that's just impatient. Road rage. They saw me. They honked. Was it to alert me to their presence because they were coming up behind? Well, that could be considered polite, not road rage. But actually, well, some people are deaf. I mean, they wouldn't hear a horn anyway. Lady Hill Road. Lady Hill Road is the one that runs... Oh, that's the one to Beald Side. All these trees are down on the road between the new Countess Wells housing estate and Cults. So is this to build a school? The new school for the residents of Countess Wells? You've got to keep in when you come this way, through the trees. I mean, actually, I filmed what's significant on this road. It's all these tree stubs. The destruction. Why are they being cut down? These trees didn't fall down, actually. And there was Storm Arwen on the 26th of November 2021. Worst storm for a generation, 25 years, several storms in the last winter, 2021 to 2022. Several storms across the northeast of Scotland. I don't like the fast traffic on this road, I must admit. It scares me when I travel slowly. I mean, that's why people often use electric bikes and travel faster. You do need to keep moving, actually, when cars come up behind. From behind. Always wise to keep moving. But it gives drivers, actually, when they come up from behind you, if you keep moving, it gives them longer braking distance. And actually, the faster vehicles travel, the longer it takes to stop. It takes longer to stop in wet conditions when the road's wet in winter. This is also linked to the Highway Code. Safe driving practices, the driving manual for young 17-year-olds learning to drive. The future drivers, actually. Where does that road go? I mean, going this way would actually get me off this busy road through the trees. But I'm curious to know where the school is. But I could go up this way and then stop the video and then head back along to Cults just to see if the school is being built. But actually, where does this road go? Aren't you curious? There's lots of roads just like this one in bad disrepair in Aberdeen. I mean, road maintenance of private roads is an issue along with public roads. Private roads have owners, but I mean, they should still be maintaining roads, even though they may be private, but it's not clear whether this is private or public. I mean, the demarcation. And I mean, there's a demilitarised zone between North Korea and South Korea with landmines. I mean, there's no conflict here. Horses grazing. Maybe this is a public road. Oh, actually, this road likely connects. It likely connects to Countess Wells Road. I think that's likely. It's probably one of those roads that comes out there. But we've seen the horses. I think that road probably does go into Countess Wells Road. But actually, it's better to continue to Cults to actually see where the new school's being built. That's newsworthy in a sense. Where is it? The new school? Well, it's not here. These are horses grazing. Look at this. This is the 19th of July 2022. Look at all these bikes. And this is Gilcoumstown School. It's just along from, well, it's between Rosemount Viaduct and actually the Aberdeen Grammar School. But people probably don't notice it. It's really not noticeable. It's a big grey solid granite building. Not noticeable. It just blends in. So most people drive past it and don't notice it. That's Gilcoumstown School. Only the pupils and teachers that go there and the past ones, the past pupils that have come out of there, the primary from Gilcoumstown School, have actually probably know it's a school. It's a big grey established granite building, but look, bikes were going past in the middle of the road. I mean, this school is really fit for cycling. You know, sometimes when you're shooting video, you've got to be quick to start the video to capture the action. But that's the benefit of Touch ID authentication. With a home button on the iPhone. A home button actually is user friendly, but modern iPhones are not actually coming with home buttons anymore. But being able to go back to a start screen and the Windows Start menu has always been useful. dating back all the way to Windows 95 and 1995. But I mean, modern iPhones now are not coming with home buttons. So I mean, how you're going to have all these changing user interfaces and really getting frustrated. User frustrations. Or you need a home button, a consistent button to return back to the start. That's the benefit of the Windows Start menu. And the Windows Start menu is still present, I believe, in Windows 11. But, you know, if you're going to provide computer support, you're always better doing it using the operating system that is most common. And that is still Windows 10. Well, I imagine it is. It usually takes users a long time to actually migrate. People get comfortable with interfaces and don't want to change. Well, I can't understand why people don't want to change. Embrace new technology. Yes, why don't people want to change? Embrace new technology. Here we have a bench. Sit and have a rest outside Gilcoumstown School. I mean, doctors say those with autism tend to not embrace change. They don't like change, they like routine. But I mean, technology is always changing, and it seems to me it's, well, the women that are less clued up, and they're the ones less likely to have autism. I mean, this really doesn't make sense. The women are usually less likely to be tech savvy. And technology is a rapidly changing sector, and user interfaces really do evolve quite rapidly. And there's many on the World Wide Web. This is the benefit of consistency, simplicity in interface design, keeping websites simple and also keeping them efficient, low file size to reach really, actually, African children really, via universal mobile telecommunications system and global packet radio service. They're really very basic networks of low speed, but they're universal. Universal networks are slow, but that might be the networks that's in Africa. It's more likely to be the case. But we have a big issue, because doctors say those with autism really like routine, but really it's women who are less likely to be diagnosed with autism that don't embrace technology the same, that rapidly changes. The iPhone really was born with a really nice, groovy user interface with nice icons, pleasant, really aesthetically appealing, really targeting women, actually, to really get them into technology, help them stay safe also. Use phones, communication devices, modern mobile communication devices to seek help, call the police. I mean, they certainly do that, but the police certainly respond to more calls by women. I mean, you've got to go back to Enemy of the State, the film in the mid-1990s. Black man, Will Smith, chased through the streets by satellite by special forces. I mean, the police can be indiscriminate. Support more complaints by women and track darker people, darker skinned people who actually, doctors say, dark skin has a darker pigment and really it's more sensitive to sunlight, and also harder to absorb vitamin D. I mean, that's what doctors say. That's established research from actually Harvard University. I mean, you've got to consider these universities. I mean, they really are big, often in big established buildings. And I mean, Gilcoumstown School is a big established building, big solid stone structure, looks like granite, and possibly pupils at Gilcoumstown School walk to school. Ah yes, let's walk to school. Living streets. Well, they do it at Gilcoumstown School in the city centre. They should really be doing it at every school. Walking to school. We walk to school. They do it at Gilcoumstown School in the city centre. This is the road between Mason Lodge and actually the road that leads to Kirkneskeen. It's also the road that leads to Afford. Aberdeen to Afford, 21 miles. You see this neatly trimmed grass verge? That makes cycling safer actually. Cycling and walking. You know, if you cycle around in Aberdeen, actually, you really are at grave risk. Shorter life? Well, you could be. I mean, if you're hit by a car, you can do some serious damage. Yeah, the point is, the police often see people, also paramedics too, they see people with limbs hanging off. But there are much worse injuries. Getting hit by a lorry, that could really lead to death, no matter how old you are. But here, there's a path. A trimmed path. That's also the importance of environmental services, keeping paths short. This bears consideration. You know, I mean, no one is special. Everyone really takes risks. But I mean, the point is, paths. I mean, along here, it actually leads to the road that goes past Pitcairn Lodge, the care home. But look, this is actually safe. And actually, it's a path between Mason Lodge and the care home at the Kirkneskeen. I mean, the carers, caring staff are not taking the older people for a walk. I don't know why they're not. Some older people are still capable of walking. But actually, it takes longer. But still, I'm sure residents of the care home would like to walk along this path. How can we change the care system so carers really do help the older people to be more mobile? Care at home would certainly seem attractive. Most people would like to die at home surrounded by loved ones, I'm sure. But that doesn't happen. There's Paramount Care at West Hill Shopping Centre. They deal in end-of-life care. And then there's Marie Curie nurses who work out of hours. I mean, care really is confined to care homes. And yet I'm sure most people in the community would much rather be at home, in their own bed, a patchwork quilt. I mean, look at this path. I mean, if you come this way every day, actually, well, you could live to 100. I mean, look at the traffic is fast here. But this path, no, it's trimmed. And it's actually a safe path. You know, there actually is a big issue here. Because most people probably would rather be at home. So, I mean, the Scottish Government did say they had a plan for a mobile, flexible workforce. That implies more care in the community. And I mean, smartphones with video really does show what goes on. I mean, no one is special because anyone can get hit by a car and die off. Here comes a lorry. A car is beeping their horn. Hey, look, there's a tractor down here with hay bales. Overloaded tractors on the road. Look at this. Oh, that's alcohol for the supermarket. That's for the whiskey. This is what's happening now. It's towards the end of July 2022. But I mean, the date actually changes every day. You know, keep talking, move the conversation on, and actually you can get immersed, caught up. It is the 26th of July 2022. Is that what I said at the start of the video? Kirkton Mews. This video just shows what goes on, and actually it mentions an important point. Do people want to die at home, in their own home, or do they want to go to this care home? Sanctuary Care, Park Lodge. Pitcairn Lodge signs. Signs really show what's beyond the bushes. The road's quiet now. And actually this path, why are there no older people walking along it? It's quiet. I mean, this is a point. You don't see the care home residents that are here. You don't see them. It's clear as day. Wind turbines going round. Not actually windy. There'll be those that build wind turbines, assemble them. But then again, there'll be those that maintain them. Probably engineers actually. They probably there'll be storage for wind energy for when the wind doesn't blow, that's obvious. But actually the storage mechanism must connect to the turbines to turn the turbines when there's no wind. I mean, there is a slight breeze now. But sometimes wind turbines don't turn round. You see that? You see them stationary. So, do wind turbines have a store and forward mechanism for storing the energy and then turning the turbines when it's not windy? But sometimes you see them not moving. I mean, there's all this variation. It's puzzling, trying to understand technology, sustainable electricity, sustainable energy, sustainable electricity. Trying to understand how it works. I mean, you can do it with open data and online information, but actually seeing something might trigger someone else who knows what's going on. Seeing it visually, that's shared video, but also seeing it visibly can foster learning and understanding and spread about knowledge when someone writes about it. There's all these factors to consider. You need to write about technology and speak about it to advance progress. But also, you can learn by playing around with it. Learn by playing. A lot of people play. They might play games on their smartphone. Children might do it. But games can have educational messages. Also, parents and women may send messages, phone calls. There's a cockerel in the distance. It's faint. There it goes again. A cockerel. So that's that farm down there. It's got a cockerel. Cockerel in the countryside. That farm in the distance. Beyond the... Is it sheep? There's something in the field. Beside the houses, the barns, there's something in the field. It's sheep. It might be sheep. It's the colour of sheep. So, wind turbines sometimes don't go round. Summaries can be helpful. Look at this. Look here. Oh, you just missed it. Oh no, you can see it. There's a wee beastie, an insect, on the plant. You see that in the countryside. So, to summarise, sometimes wind turbines don't go round. They're going round today near Canella, but they must store and forward electricity, store it to move the turbines. So they must work without wind. It's not windy today, they're going round. There's a slight, ever so slight breeze, but they're going round. So they must store and forward, store the electricity and then forward the turbines. Make them go round, but sometimes they don't go round at all. You see them stationary. So what causes that? Is it because there's no energy stored? So no wind for a certain period of time. There's all these variables of wind. So I guess you need wave power, nuclear power. You know, people in energy will know this, specialists. But actually, you can learn by observation, understand industries, and teach other people. And I mean, all these young people are going on social networks to watch videos. I mean, there's a broader educational message. But there's a wider message, the wider public. I mean, there's all these educational messages underpinned in videos and DVDs and online streaming. Teachers are often way behind, not embracing the latest technologies. And that has a bearing on those with special needs, those that maybe can't see as well or hear as well. But actually, a shared video may benefit a whole range of people, a whole world. The online world broadens education beyond comprehension. You can see here anyway, these bales of hay. They're wrapped in plastic. It's paper fibres actually. That's how you make plastic, what it seems to be, from observation watching the farmers. Is plastic made from paper fibres? Well, it looked like it. And I mean, these bales of hay, most people know beer is made from yeast, but actually so is whiskey. There's all these different drinks. I mean, knowing beer is made from yeast is actually quite common knowledge, but maybe not so much whiskey. And it's all, the plastic is to prevent infection, mould, which is used to make yeast, to produce sugar, to produce alcohol, for it to ferment. That's the whole process behind it. The process behind it's the farmers that power the whiskey industry. All these, at least 60 strong distilleries throughout Scotland. It's 20 to 7 on the 13th of June 2022, Monday. 20 to 7 on the 13th of June 2022. I mean, the green shoots are getting overgrown here next to the Kingsford Stadium. Any rabbits? There's usually rabbits here at this time. That's why I'm shooting video. I want to try and capture the rabbits. Sometimes you frighten them off when you pass. So you've really got to start video shooting as you approach them. You don't know when they're going to run across the road. You know, the grass and the green shoots are getting quite long here, alongside the Kingsford home of Aberdeen football. Well, it was going to be the stadium. 2018 it was approved, but it looks as if it's going to be built at the beach. I mean, bonfires have been happening here, and also there's rubbish tips, mounds of earth. I mean, I don't see any rabbits tonight. Rabbits. Where are the rabbits? The birds are singing. 13th of June 2022. I mean, the summer solstice is approaching. It's usually around the 21st of June. The longest day in the year. Longest hours of daylight in the northern hemisphere in summertime. Summertime, June. Well, that's really when summer begins. July and August. That's summer. In the northern hemisphere. No, there's no rabbits. No rabbits tonight. Just wild green shoots. Getting long. It's summertime. The grass is growing. The grass is green. Scotland is a land of green pastures. With agriculture, farming. But oddly enough, most food imports into Britain make up most food. Most food's imported from Europe. But Scotland has lots of agricultural land. But there's only around 5 million people in the country. I mean, the UK has got about 60 million. So really, I mean, the logistics of food transport go to feed people in England. Really. That's where the food comes from. Europe. Most of it. No, there's no rabbits here tonight. I mean, McDonald's far off. Get your burgers there. McDonald's drive-through West Hill. But actually, there's no picnic tables outside McDonald's. McDonald's drive-through West Hill. I mean, it would be great to just cycle there one evening, buy a burger and sit on a picnic table and eat it. I mean, without picnic tables, you just got to sit on a bike. I mean, it's no picnic. It's not fun. No picnic tables outside McDonald's drive-thru. It's a drive-thru for cars on the outskirts of West Hill. I mean, it's not far out of West Hill. It's certainly within cycling distance, but actually there's no picnic tables. It's just a drive-thru. It's a drive-thru with a car park. No picnic tables outside. I mean, it might have a restaurant inside. I mean, it's got a car park, so I imagine it does have a restaurant. Can't say I've been to McDonald's. I mean, Dad actually, he used to be against McDonald's. He said he doesn't want a McDonald's in West Hill. It would make the place look tacky, run down. That's probably why it's on the outskirts. I mean, McDonald's is a fast food restaurant. It's all over the world. But really, what it represents is plastic chairs, plastic forks and knives, and burger and chips. I mean, you can get burger and chips at Lowe's Fish and Chip Shop in West Hill. I mean, what does McDonald's really add to West Hill? It's on the outskirts. It adds cheap rubbish to the town. With a car park, so it must have a restaurant. But there's no picnic tables to really enjoy the beauty of the natural world. Sit outside. And this is global warming. Temperatures are getting warm, and it's warm today. 13th of June 2022. Well, I'm warm on my bike. That's active travel for you. It's really good for health. Raises body temperature, keeps you warm. No need for gas central heating. We don't need gas from Europe, from Russia, from Germany. No. No, you need to get moving to warm up. Active travel. Big business. Keep moving. I mean, here's McDonald's. Look, car park. So I imagine with a car park, there's a restaurant. There must be. Restaurant inside. But there's the drive-through, no picnic tables. For sale, there's a plot of land here. And actually, the Press and Journal, which has had its building demolished, and the evidence is hard to see, it said that the last plot of land has been sold. It's further over. But look, there's one for sale here. So, I mean, the women of the media, the Press and Journal, have really got all their facts wrong. You've got to be on the ground, visual, and see for yourself. For sale, look, plot of land. The Press and Journal said the last plot of land has been sold and it's further over behind McDonald's. I mean, this is just a load of nonsense. You've got to get on the ground, visual inspection. Press and Journal, building being demolished. That's print newspaper for you. It's history, consigned to history. The future is video and sharing. Publishing online. That's more trendy, environmentally friendly, agreeable with young people who have much to live for. The beauty of the natural world. The beauty's in the beholder. Or something like that. McDonald's. The tacky end of West Hill. With brownfield development sites. Starbucks. Coffee on the outskirts. You got to drive for your coffee. Unless you go to Costa Coffee at West Hill Shopping Centre. There's also Subway sandwich shop at West Hill Police Station. Police station usually not manned. It's shut. Permanently closed. It's by Abercrombie Smile Dentist and the Chinese restaurant. West Hill has a lot going for it. All day in Lausanne Indian restaurant. Marks and Spencer too. Costco, Tesco.